My name is Alonso-Minutti, and the title of my book is Lavista, Mirrors of Sounds. So the book is the first full-length monograph centered on the work of Mexican composer Mario Lavista, who was a vital figure in the history of Ibero-American music in the 20th century. He passed away in 2021. So it's also the first English monograph that offers a panoramic view of the cultural and artistic scene in Mexico City at the turn of the 21st century. And because we have an urgency to diversify cultural programs and educational curricula, I made it a point to make this book an open access publication so that everyone could have access to this material. The book also offers a nuanced narrative that, while it's centered on the music of Lavista, it speaks to the interdisciplinary and intertextual dimension of his book. So the book is about music, but is also about the other arts, especially poetry and visual arts, and the literary arts. So that's in a nutshell. That's what the book is about. The book is based on conversations that I had primarily with Mario Lavista, but also with his collaborators, which included poets, writers, visual artists, intellectuals, choreographers, filmmakers, and musicians, conductors, performers. So in a way, that's the backbone. That's the backbone of the book. The conversations that I had with these people. So that's the aspect that I enjoyed the most about writing the book, getting to know these people and actually developing friendships with these individuals that I admire and I respect, and now I care about. So that's definitely the aspect that I enjoyed the most. One of the premises of the book is that Mario Lavista was a relational composer, meaning that he composed music not for himself but for others. And I also take this notion of music as a social space, and in this social space many elements interact, elements such as poems or paintings, but also other people interact, like for instance Lavista's collaborators, but also Lavista's musical ancestors, composers from the past and from the present. So in this social space, which is non-linear, we as listeners are also invited to partake. So the title of the book, the subtitle Mirrors of Sounds, talks about that, talks about how in this social space, these elements, these human and non-human beings interact with each other and kind of like reflect upon each other, their own identity. So I think that it's an invitation also for the readers to find themselves in the music and to find one another and to kind of like grasp different ways of understanding the music in connection to the arts in general. So my book was based on a myriad of methodologies, right? Archival work, music analysis, oral history, and autoethnography. And this last aspect, the autoethnography, was illuminating for me as a researcher, because I didn't shy away from introducing my own affective relationship with the composer and with the music that I am writing about. So if anything, I would encourage readers and also researchers to not shy away from talking about the visceral, the emotional, the affective dimension of our relationship with music, our relationship with the materials that we study and that we write about.